The lives and opportunities of young people around the world are changing. Once you pay for your rent and a bit of groceries, do you have any money left? Everyone can feel something is wrong. The system is boiling the frog. An increasing percentage of people can barely afford to live, while the rich keep getting richer and richer. Prices of food, prices of real estate, prices of everything are skyrocketing. Your salary is not increasing as fast, is it? You can barely keep up. Sure, some people can pretend that it doesn't affect them, but it does. Even people that are making good money can feel it. Something is fundamentally wrong. Something is fundamentally broken. It feels unsustainable. No matter how hard you work, you can't break out of this cycle. Why? Because it is designed so that it would be hard for you to break out of it. You can't depend on your salary. The salary will always grow slower than inflation. The only way to secure a chance at a better future is through investing. But what worked in the past is not likely to work moving forward. Your grandpa made it through investing in the stock index, but that doesn't mean that you will. In order to succeed in a crazy way, you need to believe and invest in crazy, weird, and unorthodox things. Everything in this video and on this channel is not financial advice and is purely intended for educational purposes. What is SPX6900? In order to understand SPX6900, you first need to understand the global context. Wealth inequality is at a 100-year high. Income inequality is at a 100-year high. There's an unprecedented intergenerational wealth gap. We have record-wide gap between house prices and salaries all over the world. There is all-time low fertility and family formation in the supermajority of countries all over the world. We have skyrocketing loneliness, skyrocketing nihilism, skyrocketing irreligiosity, and a sense of meaninglessness. Inflation and money supply growth exacerbate all of the above even more with every passing year. All of these trends are going to continue to intensify in the coming years. And what's interesting is that all of this happening before AI has even begun to mass replace jobs. What is going to happen is that disenchanted market participants and people from all over the world are going to seek new vehicles for hope, community, and cultural identity. You need something newer, something smaller, something crazier, something cool and innovative and countercultural, yet something that won't go to zero overnight. This is where SPX6900 comes in. So what is SPX6900? It's a crypto asset whose goal is to flip the stock market. This is the question that we're asking ourselves. What if we combined the power of collective belief, memetics, and social media in order to create a vessel which absorbs massive amounts of value at scale? SPX6900 is the first ever movement coin. It is the first ever mission coin. Past movements were never tokenized. Can we use tokenization to our advantage to make this one of the biggest movements of all time? SPX6900 is the only coin with a goal: to flip the stock market. The presence of a mission acts to significantly unite and inspire the community, giving it a clear direction and a pathway to a multi-cycle future. SPX6900 has the most passionate and diamond-handed community of this entire crypto cycle. A large percent of SPX6900 holders don't see this just as an investment. They see it as a belief system. This is precisely what's going to amplify this asset and result in a reflexive exponential growth. This asset has the highest memetic ceiling. Remember, the TradFi SPX currently has a market capitalization of 58 trillion United States dollars. SPX6900 represents financial and financialized counterculture. Our motto is stop trading and believe in something. Now, why is that so powerful? This is what the system wants you to do. The system wants you to trade, to gamble, to scalp, to chart, to do TA, to participate in lotteries, in Hail Mary desperate plays, in casinos, to do sports betting with no edge, and to consume, and to think in the short term. At the same time, the system wants you to not believe in anything, be cynical, and be nihilistic. Why? All of these things represent revenues and fees for all of the platforms that facilitate all of this. And worst of all of these behaviors are extremely addictive. The more addicted you are, the more certain their cash flows. SPX6900 is telling you to do the opposite. Instead of gambling, it's telling you to stop gambling, to stop trading. Instead of not believing in anything and being cynical and nihilistic, it's asking you for the first time in your life to actually believe in something. What we're doing here in MMORPG terms is PvE, not PvP. When you're playing in the trenches or in the crypto microcaps, you're effectively just trying to scam your friends or scam your followers. These are small games, small stakes, and low-life mercenary behavior. This is PvP. When you join a grand movement like SPX6900, you're thinking on a much bigger scale. What the movement is aiming to accomplish is to have a large chunk of TradFi value flow into a singular crypto asset. Large games, large outcomes. This is PvE. SPX6900 will be remembered as one of the earliest examples of digital spirituality. A lot of people online debate what are the biggest markets in the world. Is it food? Is it energy? Is it computation? No. The biggest market in the world is the market for reducing psychological suffering. It's not the tangible, it's the intangible. Belief, spirituality, community, belonging, ideology. These things are also getting tokenized, getting hyper-financialized, and moving on-chain. I would argue that hyper-financialization and social media have been some of the biggest forces driving degeneration and cultural decline all over the world. But what if we use these things in order to better our lives instead? Instead of tokenizing stocks, bonds, or real estate, we're tokenizing community and belief. We can use social media to make flipping the stock market a global cultural phenomenon. A simple way to understand SPX6900 is the following. Bitcoin is gold on steroids. A new generation DEX like Hyperliquid is DYDX on steroids. And SPX6900 is GME on steroids. To be more precise, Bitcoin was a culmination of everything ranging from metals such as silver and gold to fiat money to early attempts at cryptographic money such as eGold and eCash. I believe SPX6900 is the culmination of all of the previous attempts at building a crypto or a TradFi movement, whether it's Dogecoin, Shiba, GME, AMC, and many others. This is the next generation asset. SPX6900 takes what made GME great, but builds it on significantly more decentralized and robust platforms and rails. Young people today have less purchasing power, fewer homes, fewer jobs, fewer families, and fewer relationships compared to their own parents at the same age. Fiat-driven capitalism, policy, and digital platforms have acted as mechanisms to transfer wealth and I would argue vitality from the young to the old. SPX6900 is a way for the young to use the only thing that they are good at, which is social media, to push back against the old and the world that they created. SPX6900 is the first coin that doesn't have a chart. Now you might be asking yourself, what does that mean? What is this guy saying that it doesn't have a chart? If you're actually reading between the lines, it means that SPX6900 has created the right culture. A culture that's not obsessed with short-term price behavior, technical analysis, charts, predictions, or anything like that. Instead, we're prioritizing onboarding people, believing, and persisting forever. The community isn't focused on charts, but building something long-lasting and truly powerful. This is the only coin where people are even onboarding on the streets. We haven't seen something like this in 15 years of crypto. Can SPX6900 become a mimetic and cultural mechanism of wealth redistribution? I believe it can. Stop trading and believe in something.